Hello and welcome to the Super Business Women Show here on Intellectual Radio. It's your girl, CEO Lexi, with all things couture, and I am joined here with my lovely co-hosts.
Hi there, it's Sharon Locke, Love, Loans, and Lifestyle. Happy Blue Saturday.
What's Blue Saturday?
I have on blue.
Oh, okay. I thought it was one of them like National Grilled Cheese
Oh,
Day things.
well,
or
you know.
something. I'm like, anybody tell me I was supposed to have on blue?
No, it's not a grilled
Okay.
cheese
All right.
Saturday.
Okay. All right.
Hey, Shar. Hey.
I'm sorry.
That's okay, honey. And hey, I am Shartia Love Jones. It is exciting to be here yet again. So thank you for having me. I missed y'all last week.
Yes, you were out at the daddy-daughter dance. How was that?
Yes, it was phenomenal. It was amazing. There was great entertainment. Arrows, the poet, and Remedy. They did their thing as usual, per usual. Both entertainers. The teams were amazing. My dad actually showed up and he came and enjoyed himself. I was super
Aw.
happy. I had my son with me, and DJ L, got down, and the Micaiah Moore Foundation. We did what we did. Kaya Moore Foundation did its thing.
That's awesome.
Yes.
I love the events that give back. I'm gravitating more towards those.
Oh, so while I'm live, you guys need to go to Chicago Chicken Shack, 1825 Roosevelt Road. They're giving away food today. They're
Mm.
feeding 500 people. Absolutely delicious. And the Kool-Aid is good. It matches my clothes, but it's delicious. It's not overly sugary because I can't take that. And I had loaded French fries today, and it tastes remarkable. I thought it was just enough cheese. It had all kind of stuff in it. You guys need to go down there and get some food. I was live probably about 30 minutes ago. 1825 Roosevelt Road in Broadview. It's Chicago Chicken Shack.
Okay, well, shout out to them doing good things
Yes.
in the hood. I love to hear it.
Mhm.
Yes.
I
it's
love
ours.
that you said it wasn't too sugary, because that's how I like my Kool-Aid too. Like sweet, but not like where you feel like you about to fall out sweet after you take a drink
Right,
of it.
right. You're going into a diabetic coma. So no, I closed my eyes because I thought it was going to be super sweet. It's just
Not close my
I
eyes.
did because you
Just
know
right.
you got to
Prepared herself.
I
Embrace.
am. I braced for it. It was actually, when I say phenomenal, it was phenomenal. I
love
enjoyed every minute of it. I only stopped because I didn't want to be a big girl.
See, I heard that they had some fried pickles over there, so I am excited to
Oh,
try
the
certain
pickles were
things.
amazing.
Yeah, I've heard that they were good from
I've
Stone.
had them before when I've gone, and they have this fish with the dill sauce.
It lost me.
Jesus.
But I've heard great things. To everybody else that indulges in all the other
See,
things that
I
don't.
do fish. I have to do fish. I do fish. So
Yeah. So, okay, it's a beautiful Saturday.
Yes,
We have some awesome guests joining us soon.
we
We
do.
have Latoya Johnson. She's an author and also a massage therapist,
Yes,
queen of therapy.
queen, honey. I'm telling you, she
Queen
is
of
amazing
therapy.
with those hands.
Okay, we definitely need to
Yes.
see about that because
Yeah.
I am in need of some of that in my life. And then we'll
Yeah.
also be joined by filmmaker Will Adams of Low Key Productions.
All right.
you guys have to
go.
see this movie. I laughed from start to finish. I went to one of his previews. They gave us, I think I talked about it on the show before, when they gave us this beautiful basket full of goodies. It wasn't
You didn't tell us
just-
about the basket. You told us about the movie was funny.
I told you about the basket. The basket. I still had goodies after the show.
See, I like that.
She had a goodie
I need to
basket.
be on the list.
The
next
goodie
time,
basket was
Mr.
an
Adams.
upscale goodie basket. I
Mm.
don't know, like I'm big on these baskets, and sometimes people give you, little gift baskets, and it's a good thought, but this was good. Like I
Okay,
loved it.
okay. We need to get everybody on the list next time. We're gonna
I'm
put
telling you,
it
we-
out there,
Hey,
Mr. Adams.
We want the level up goodie basket.
We want the
Come
bougie
on,
basket.
The bougie basket.
The bougie baskets had
like
even the
that.
name of it was a Tubi movie. It was the basket was shaped like a popcorn
Oh,
bucket, and it had
okay.
all the big old like candy bars, and it was
So it's
amazing.
like the movie
All
theater.
the
It
things.
was, but it was oversized and upscale.
I love that. Love to hear it. So, if you guys didn't notice, I had a interesting week and weekend, and I have such a busy week coming up.
Did you say that I didn't notice?
Shar noticed.
I did. And I said I had like a bone or maybe a microphone to pick with you or
Oh,
something.
okay.
She went on someone else's show, guys, and performed. Who
Action.
does that? Was getting
What
it.
did you do?
Who does that?
Well, I have great connections with all the radio stations here in Chicago.
No, this lady.
Yeah, the phone was right. That's a really good question. Yeah,
the
that's right.
phone said that's a really good question. So this lady went on someone else's show and performed my favorite song that we play here every week.
Oh,
And did it up. Do you think of me? Oh, had the whole get up, had her brand.
She was like up and
Baby had her brand
So
bumping.
I didn't have that much of a notice. I'm gonna be honest. I really didn't have that much of a notice that I was going to be performing. So I put my outfit together. I actually made that shirt the night before. So I put my outfit together, and then I had to like gather myself because I haven't performed since like 2021 in Texas. It's been a long time. Okay.
She got the twisted lips.
But I was on the
she know the
orchestration.
song.
I was on the orchestration radio. So shout out to Felice and Ejola Beats for that. Ejola Beats is the one who remastered that song. So it was only right that I did go ahead and do my premiere there with them over there at the orchestration. And it was fun. It was really fun.
I saw.
And we got some good videos.
Oh, you want to have big fun.
Yeah, we had fun.
Big fun, like Claire Huxtable said. Big fun.
Speaking of Claire Huxtable, I reposted. Did you see the story this week with her in some shorts and a top doing boots on the ground?
Oh, no, I haven't.
Baby.
She getting it?
She bodied up. She looks like 40 what? Not 50 what? Not 60 what? Not 70 what? She looked like 40 what? She is responsible partly in me committing to waking up an hour and a half early to get to the gym.
Come on, Felicia.
Felicia came through.
Okay. All right. I know that's right. And so today I was actually supposed to be at the Chicago Hip Hop Heritage Museum. Hopefully that they're going to still be open after the show because I'm going to try to run over there because they did have an event. And they actually are going to have a Women in Hip Hop event in July. It's pretty much the whole month of July. So I'll have more information on that. And then tonight, Taco has a concert with Dave East. Hopefully I can make it to as well.
He does.
But however,
who is this lady sitting next to me? I guess the spring has sprung and she's in action.
However, yeah, I told you once I'm out of hibernation. Girl, the toes is done. The nails
I see.
is done.
I was going to talk about
I told you.
Once those toes get done,
I
it's
told
a different
Nation.
story.
I told you. Once spring has sprung, I am out of hibernation. Yes.
Oh, we can tell. She got a lace on.
Tomorrow,
She definitely got some
I have
lace.
to be at the McCormick Place. I'm volunteering with the Chicago Federation of Labor for their May Day 5K. So that's tomorrow. And I got to be at the butt crack of dawn. Lord, I got to be down there. So that's going to be exciting, though.
Well, I'll be at work.
It's a walk run?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I will. I usually participate in at least 2 per year. This year I'm going to actually just be volunteering, but I think I'm going to do the lupus one. They just emailed me and sent me a message about that, so I'm going to check on the dates for that one. So I do like actually walking them. I'm not doing the running yet.
Okay.
We got a baby steps, y'all.
I understand that.
And then next week, I got a bunch of exciting things too. I'm going to be posting it because it's like the Society for Composers and Lyricists has an event Wednesday. So I'll be a part of that. And then I know there's another May Day event with the Chicago Federation of Labor. I think that's Thursday. And Saturday, I'll be at a banquet with the Coalition of Black Trade Unionists. So we had Marcus Shepard here last week with the Chicago Federation of Labor and CBTU. So he actually invited me out to that banquet. So shout out to him. I'm excited for that. I get to put on some fancy pants and really get dressed up for that and experience it. So I'm really excited.
Well, tell Marcus, we were here last week too. So we want to put on some fancy pants.
Yeah.
What happened to us and our invite?
Well, see, I volunteer and I do a lot of work with the Federation of Labor and with the Federation of Musicians. So, but I will let y'all know about the upcoming events. That one was another one was kind of like a surprise thing. And I was excited. I was like, well, okay.
So you what's that? It was a character back in the day on the cartoons where he Roadrunner. and all you would see is the smoke.
That's him.
We
And
see
his
the smoke.
little
Yeah, we see
circles.
Yes.
Lexi smoke now. That's
Yes.
what happens.
Yes,
The
Yes.
feet. The feet.
it's a lot. And I'm actually happy that I'm able to remember these, because I was thinking, at the orchestration when I did the interview, she was like, what do you have coming up? And I was just like, I blanked completely out, like, oh, just radio. And I have a whole full week of things, like every day something to do. And it just
Yes.
completely, because I'm doing so many other things.
Yes.
So many things. My son's birthday was this week, y'all. I just have to say happy birthday to my baby. He is
Happy
not really a baby
birthday.
anymore. He's 16. But Wednesday, yes, all the things. So I'm processing it all. And it was interesting because we went bowling because we, have always bowled. And I looked at him and I said, okay, you look 16 today. Yesterday you looked 15. Today you actually look 16.
Oh my God.
Like I see the level up in the
Aw.
16. And he's just really an awesome, awesome child. He was accepted to the National Honor Society. We received a letter that he was accepted on his birthday. So salute to you, son, JT3. You are love. Thank you for always supporting mommy, because I definitely drag him around when I can, when it relates to my hosting and emceeing and the different things that I'm involved in. Salute to the Simple Good. I'm on that board, the non-for-profit agency, and I drug him around with me that day when I had to do some community stuff. So I just really appreciate him in that capacity, because there's more dragging to do. So I just want to say thank you.
Happy birthday and congratulations
happy
for
birthday.
National Honor Society. That's amazing. I love to hear it, love to see it.
Thank you. Thank you. I will let him know.
He should be tuning in.
Yeah.
He should be.
You know what?
Is celebrating his birthday weekend
Okay.
with the.
All right. Okay.
you
We
know,
gonna
now
he gonna get a
it's-
pass.
Now it's homie time.
Okay, he'll get a
You know,
pass.
It's
Well, I
Saturday.
understand.
It's the homie day. So,
That's exciting. So yeah, we do have some guests coming up. Really excited about that. If you guys are tuning in, you can also watch us live on YouTube. Just go over there to YouTube, search Intellectual Radio, and click the live tab, and you'll be able to see different angles of us. My voice is cracking, y'all. See, this is why I don't perform that often. See, I need to get back into the swing of things. I need to carry some honey and some throat coat,
Well, I couldn't
lemon.
oh, she couldn't tell during
I
the
couldn't tell.
performance.
She just got it in. I was like,
Mm.
and I stumbled across it. I was like, what? Oh,
Oh.
here we go.
Well, you know what? It was from, okay, so to be honest, it was from 8 to 10 p.m. And I was like, okay, I could tell you guys, but I was like, the likelihood that you guys were going to come out from 8 to 10 p.m. was really slim on a Tuesday. So
I'd have been there at 8. I probably would have been gone about 8:30.
So yeah,
Mhm.
I thought about it and I was like, oh, so
She got it in.
the next time I'll make sure it's at
Please.
brunch hours,
I'm
because
here for
that was late for me.
performances. I'm here
too.
for performances. I need to see it.
I was thinking about rubbing my feet together in my bed. It was very late.
Yeah.
Did you have to take a nap before?
You know what? We ain't got to put my business out there.
I'm just
but I
saying,
did.
because I say when
yes, I
it's
did.
gonna be a late event, I need to get a nap in.
I
and
am going to
tell the
get my
people,
beauty sleep
Like, let
one
me
way
go
or
to
another.
bed for a second. I got to get up. Shoot.
No, I absolutely did. Those naps are needed.
They are necessary, honey. Who you're getting ready to meet? Queen of naps and therapy. Okay,
See, okay.
baby, she gonna take her nap.
And you know what? I feel like she knows a whole lot about self-care. So as long as
She does.
yes. Okay. So it makes sense. We on the right path with naps. Y'all, the founding youth. Take a nap.
Come on.
So I guess we're gonna go ahead and get into a quick music break and come back with our first guest.
Yay.
So stay tuned. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back on the Super Business Women Show on Intellectual Radio.
Think of me when you hear love breakup songs? Do you think of me and wanna apologize for your wrongs? Do you think of me and realize after all this long? Do you think of me? Now it's gone, now it's gone. Do you think of me when you hear love breakup songs? Do you think of me and wanna apologize for your wrongs? Do you think of me and realize after all this long? Do you think of me? Now it's gone, now it's gone. Do you think of me since I'm so far? Would you even speak to me if I should call? Sometimes it's hard to sleep. staring at the stars when I dream I blink. And damn, there you are. Do you think of me and wish we could have worked things out one way or another? At least we should have stayed friends. Now so much lovers. Do you think of me? We love to hug and kiss. We love to rub. That love is what I miss. Do you think of me or how I could be more than just another casualty you need? Do you think of me? Do you still see me as a queen out here doing my thing? Do you think of me and say it's an act of God's timing so I can pursue rhyming? I love you, but that love had me blinded. Face fine, but what hides behind it? Do you think of me and all them lonely nights I'm crying? Do you think of me without even trying? Do you think of me when you hear love breakup songs? Do you think of me and want to apologize for your wrongs? Do you think of me and realize after all this long? Do you think of me? Now it's gone, now it's gone. Do you think of me when you hear love breakup songs? Do you think of me and want to apologize for your wrongs? Do you think of me and realize after all this long? Do you think of me? Now it's gone, now it's gone. Either way, I see a brighter day. By the way, do you think of me when the radio plays all my jams, heavy rotation? And again, do you think of me when you see me in the magazines? Do you think of me and what you could have with me? Do you think of me? Of course you do. None bad as me. Do you think of me? Mic checking, say trapping. Do you think of me and realize you're the reason I'm stressing? Do you think of me? Rewind me again. Learn a lesson. Do you think of me now that I'm running the league? You guessed it when it comes to this ink pen. Some call it gifted. I call it all the above. I've been blessed from the beginning. Do you think of me? Does it hurt to see I'm forever winning? Do you think of me? Got back all the peace, toxic love ever costed me. Honestly, it's sad to see you never really rock with me. Love is dead. Rest in peace. Do you think of me when you hear love breakup songs? Do you think of me?
And welcome back to the Super Business Women Show here on Intellectual Radio. It's your CEO, Lexi, All Things Couture. And we're going to pass this on down to Ms. Love Jones, who will be interviewing the lovely Latoya Johnson. The Queen of Therapy is in the building. Welcome to the Super Business Women Show.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
How are you feeling this weekend?
I'm feeling wonderful. How are you, ladies?
Amazing, outstanding,
That's
living the dream.
absolutely.
All high vibrational energy.
Yes. Highly favored.
I'm
Again,
telling
guys,
you.
real quick,
Yes,
run
ma'am.
down to the Chicken Shack, 1825 Roosevelt Road. They're giving away free food today. This is their give back in Broadview. It's 1825 Roosevelt Road, Chicago Chicken Shack, and it's good.
I feel like
Baby,
you
get
should have
that
brought
Kool-Aid.
something with you, Shar.
I did. It's in the car. I had the loaded
That ain't
potatoes,
fair.
and I had
Okay.
the fish with the dill sauce, and I did bring something. I had some
That's
Kool-Aid.
for you.
Yeah.
You could have brought us some fried pickles.
You know what? I sure could. Maybe after the show, I'll run down there and get you guys some fried pickles.
We don't hold
I
you
love
to
me
it.
some fried pickles.
Okay, so what I'm sensing is that whenever we connect with somebody, we need to say, listen, we need times 3 or 4
Yeah.
because we need something for everybody.
Right.
You inviting them, we got some extras for the list now.
Right.
We got the extra first class movie bucket. We need another movie bucket, right?
We need a couple of those.
Yeah, we need.
And
a
you guys
few.
can't leave out Wanda either.
Come on,
No,
absolutely
right.
not.
Because Wanda, right.
Baby, we need it. You all.
I'm always advocate. We got to advocate for our producer now.
We got to make sure the producer's
That's
straight.
Now, you
Take
gotta
care of
put
our
a little
producer.
extra on top for the producer now. I am so elated to be here. I prayed before this and I was like, Lord, help me keep my emotions together because you know this is my Toya. This is my Latoya. We go really, really far back.
Yes, we do.
I have interviewed this queen before and we have deep, deep connections. And let's go ahead and start there.
Okay.
Toya, how did we meet? Let the audience know
Let
how
the
we
world
met.
know.
Yeah, so they know a little bit about you first though, because we're
Okay.
gonna get into the things.
Oh yeah. So 2011.
Come
That's
on,
when
memory.
I started with becoming a.
Bring your face closer to the mic. Boom.
Okay, there we go.
There you go, gorgeous.
Thank you. Okay. So 2011, I became a aerobics instructor. So my first certification was Zumba
Was it?
at LA Fitness. And this is where I met my Shartia. She used to be one of the first women that was right behind me soon as before my class actually started. We'd get it in for a full hour of all nothing but cardio. And then afterwards, we'll go out on the floor, hit them weights, and then go have lunch.
That's it.
An hour of cardio. Praise God.
Hour of
Yes.
I can fit it
dance
together.
cardio at that.
Yes.
Mhm.
So we met in the dance fitness sector, and that's where our relationship began. And I am going to quickly fast forward because
Mhm.
we have another guest, and I want to
Absolutely.
respect all that. And I really, really want to dive into your book and your why and your why's why and those things. I want to know when you had your experience, because the world doesn't know, but they will know soon that you have
Absolutely.
an amazing book. And what is that title?
It is The Beauty Beneath, Unmasking the Realities of Lipo 360, Tummy Tucks, and BBL Fairy Tales.
I love that. And when you had the initial thought for this book, can you tell our listeners and the beautiful host here and our producer, what was the first thought that came across your mind when you said, I need to write a book about this particular thing? What was that?
Well, first and foremost, I'm a massage therapist. I've been a
Mhm.
therapist for 14 years. And I got into the lymphatic massages roughly around 8 years ago.
Mhm.
So when I started doing the lymphatic massages, I have had a host of clients that laid on my table and was very emotional about their procedure. And when I say very emotional, it was because they was unhappy with their service, um, meaning their look. Um, they had one standpoint they had uh, of what they wanted to look like,
Mm.
and the other standpoint is that the doctor didn't do what the doctor should have done. Um,
Okay.
so basically, it was just ongoing on, and a lot of that information, a lot of that is the lack of information from the women that they were receiving and that they were getting and looking for. So a lot of women wasn't doing the research that they needed to do, the right doctors, the right board certified doctors to get the right type of surgery that they were looking for. And so it was more and more that I'm like, okay. And then I was getting like, oh my God, you just know so much about, the lymphatic massages or what to do and what not
Mhm.
to do. And I'm like, yeah, you're right. I'm just here not just to take your money. I'm here to, make sure you do something that's successful and that you'll be happy with, and getting all the information that you need. So it was basically that started building up, and I've been getting out, hearsay, just on TV, and just more and more clients that was just coming to me, and it was literally because of lack of information and not doing their research. That a lot of the clients, that's the reason why they were unhappy, because they went to the wrong doctors or the wrong surgeons, and not getting the proper care that they needed to after the fact of having a surgery.
Got it. So when you begin to have that push on your, internal drive to spread the word about the proper way, can you share information about your experience and how much research you did when it came to
Me having
your
it. Yes. So,
experiences with the lipo and the 360?
yes,
Because I know that's very, very popular now. That's
absolutely.
happening.
It's not
And
going anywhere.
one, I appreciate you for sharing your story.
Absolutely.
A lot of people are, if they're not ashamed, they don't know how. They
Hmm.
don't know how to share that something may have gone wrong, or they don't want to share how you can do better, even if I didn't do better.
Absolutely.
And I just appreciate you in helping potentially even save lives in this space with
I'm
this
hoping.
book, right? And so, can you share the importance of the research that you did for yourself and what that was like for you in helping you be confident in moving forward in such a huge decision?
Absolutely. But also, even with you told me, like, you need to write a book.
Of course.
You need to put this in. You need to put this in a book. And I sat on it for a while, but
Yeah.
it just pondered on me, and I kept getting hit over the head with, you need to put this in a book. You need to put this in a book. You need to put this in a book.
Mm-hmm.
And I sat on it until after I experienced what I experienced. In 2020, I received the Lipo 360 BBL. Prior to that, I had a couple of clients that actually referred me to one of their doctors, a couple of their doctors.
Mm-hmm.
And I looked into a couple of their doctors, but I did my research. I did Google. I Googled the doctor. I wanted to make sure that they were board certified. Um, so my doctor's 35 years of board certified in plastic surgery overall, like from head to toe, breast, 360, tummy tuck, you name it, he has done it. And so um, I looked him up on Instagram. Then I also looked up his ratings on if he had any mishaps, like malpractice, any malpractice that is under his belt, and how the certain type of the certain type of um, surgeries he was doing with different type of women, young, old, different ethnicity. I looked at all of that. So I sat on that and I looked and searched and did my research on him for close to a year before I even um, actually went to him and did a virtual consultation, because he's in Miami. But then I also did some of the doctors in Chicago and Illinois. I went to, I might say, maybe like 4 different plastic surgery companies here in Chicago.
Okay. So you
And
did a lot of research.
I did a lot of research. And so when I made my final decision, okay, this is who I think I'm gonna go to. I sent my virtual information to them, and they gave me the information that I needed to move forward. But the bump in the head was the things that I didn't know was the aftercare.
Okay, we're gonna pause right there because a lot of that good information is in that good book. So you can't give it
Oh,
all
yes.
out, but you're gonna give
Can we
some
see the
out.
book? Can we let's show the
So
viewers the book now? Let's see.
Mhm.
Put it on our lives. Sorry, my bad.
so the very first time that I heard from my friend across the way, because I was a dean of students, I couldn't go with her.
Mhm.
Um, it literally broke my heart to hear how much pain she was in. Basically coming right
Agony.
off the table. And my question to you before we dive a little bit more into the book is, what you felt that first day, is that pain and everything that you've gone through been worth the experience that you've had emotionally, physically, mentally? Because it is a huge drain. People think sometimes, oh, it's just physical, I'm going to be fine. And even if they come out exactly the way that they look, people don't understand that if you don't do the work in here, you're still going to look in the mirror and see that person that you were before.
Absolutely, and I see it pretty much every day with the women that constantly go back 1, twice, 3 times, 4 times,
Mm,
constantly, because they're looking at an image, and that's just in my book.
I
They're
love
looking
that.
at an image that they're never going to get.
Okay. And in your book, what is the number one thing, like the chapter that you wrote, that you felt like this is something that they absolutely have to know? This is something that before you go decide to be on somebody's table and to alter your life and to let someone do those things to your body, what is it that you would want these people to know? I don't even want to say a certain
No,
gender, because
it's
it's
everywhere.
everyone
Everybody
now.
is first and foremost, you have to put God first.
Come on.
So I prayed. I made sure I pray on the anesthesia department, pray for the doctor, the surgeon,
Yeah.
pray for the recovery home that
Mhm.
you may need to stay in when you travel out of town, so they can assist you. So you have to put that first. That's first and foremost. Second thing is you need to do your research. Research is the number one key to a lot of the mishaps that has happened and that's still happening to the people that are receiving the plastic surgery. And when I say that, you need to make sure that the information is correct on a board certified doctor that specify in the specific plastic surgery that you are looking to go get done. You can't go to a gynecologist and think you finna get a tummy tuck.
Right. You got to see the right
Just because
specified doctor.
they're a doctor, that doesn't mean they specify and specialize in plastic surgery. And that's where a lot of women or people go wrong.
Okay. So they're going to doctors who aren't certified in specific areas and just letting them do different things. Okay.
Yes, and I've seen it, I've heard it. So it's informational that I need to that I'm trying to get out here and just, hope if someone just gets one thing out of the book, which is informational, then I did my job.
Absolutely. What has been the most amazing thing about blending your passions? Because now you get to literally blend your desire and passion for helping and healing with your hands because you are an amazing massage therapist.
Thank you.
And now you get to also blend your desire for, speaking, helping, and sharing your experience of having this surgery
Absolutely.
that changed your life.
Because you get the best of both worlds. Because you have not only a massage therapist, not only a lymphatic massage therapist, but you also have a person that has been through the two major surgeries that everyone is out here getting. And so I've walked the walk so I can talk the talk. And I don't sugarcoat anything. I don't put anything and I don't give any information that I haven't went through. Or if I'm telling you what you should and should not do, that's my opinion. But if I'm explaining and giving you my opinion, I'm giving it to you in the raw because I went through it and in certain aspects that I went through. And I'm hoping that you won't have to go through it. Or if you did go through it your first time, maybe you can take something from my book or from me and you won't have, and that won't happen again.
Thank you for sharing that. I have so much that I could talk to you about. It's like
Part two.
So incredible. Right. And that's what we have to tell each other as authors, because so often we want to say so much and we have to literally say, okay, stop the book, because there can be a part two. There can be a revision. You want to keep writing. You want to keep talking. I'm just very proud of you and your bravery.
Thank you.
That is something that I literally have seen throughout life, not just with your book, not with you being a massage therapist, but with you being a great mom.
Thank you.
Just always pushing for the next big thing.
Well, yeah, and again, I'm an advocate of my own book, and that's where a lot of mishaps come in at, because no one wants to talk about what we go through after the surgery. They only want to pop out, I'm here, looking, everybody want to look
Like
at
the
the
next
body.
day.
Exactly. And, you're looking at social media and how someone may look on social media, but they're not telling you what they went through to get to this point. If they looking like, a Barbie or whatever the case may be,
Right.
they're not telling you the agony, and it's mental. It's not just physical, it's mentally a block that you will go through with this surgery. And everyone was like, oh, I have a high tolerance of pain. This plastic surgery goes above and beyond a high tolerance of pain. And some people need to know that. They think it's a walk in the park, but it's not. Some people say, I don't want to be uncomfortable. Then you need not to get plastic surgery, because plastic surgery is not a comfortable situation for a short period of time. You go through it, but it's not forever. But you still have to walk it. You still have to go through the agony and pain.
Do you still have any, aftermath
I
effects,
absolutely
impacts
do. And
that
it's
you?
been 4 years, going on
Wow.
5 years. I still have a little swelling, fatigue. Sometimes, it can get a little tender. So basically, the body does what it want to do. They can
Mhm.
give you hypothetically when you will completely heal, but you can't control how your body is.
Okay.
And especially like you got the different age brackets. I'm over 40, so that may play a part. But yeah, I still go through certain aspects of the aftermath from 2020, 2022, and it's
Right.
2025.
Right. Right. Do you have an idea of when you think it might be best for someone to have this type of surgery? Because I know that we've had some conversations and you're like, this baby, she's so young, she hasn't, allowed herself to experience life or have children or
Absolutely.
anything like that. Do you have any advice for, from what your experiences have been on what may be a better
Age,
time
yeah.
for
Well,
someone?
as far as age is concerned, I feel like in my experience of information that I have done
Right.
research, and I would feel like you need to at least wait until you're 25, because the body, you're still growing. So for you to be 18, 19, 20, 21, and getting a major transformation surgery, your body is still growing. You're still transforming. If you're getting the 360, the BBL, that's the fat transfer to your buttocks. So your body is still have time to progress in that area. Tummy tuck, breast augmentation, all of the above. I think the to me at least 25 is when typically far as an age bracket is, but a lot of young women are getting it. So to me, if you're going to get it, is around, it's not going to stop. At least do it the right way and a successful way.
Okay. And if you don't mind quickly reviewing the different types, like I heard you say like fat transfer, sometimes they're kind of adding here or putting
Mhm.
something there. Like what are the differences in the actual
So
procedures?
lipo 360 is where they remove the fat in your midsection,
Mhm.
lats, your sides, the back, and then they'll transfer it to your buttocks, and that will be, you hear Brazilian butt lift, BBL,
Okay.
and so they'll transfer that into your butt to scope and reconstruct your butt and give you a lift, which that comes with the Brazilian butt lift. Tummy tuck is strictly like the muscle reconstruction, and you get cut from one side to the other. There's a full tummy tuck, and that they reconstruct your tummy and have it flat, and then you get just a little bit of lipo with that. But a tummy tuck is muscle reconstruction.
Okay. Okay. Thank you for sharing. I know
Absolutely.
some people go and get these things and they're not really sure or they want to start the research. So that
Hmm.
can definitely help some people figure out, like, okay, what am I even looking up?
Yes,
Because
yes.
some people don't need everything.
No, no. Some
And
people don't. They may just need just the lipo 360 without the fat transfer to the butt, and they can also do that. And even if they go back a second round, see a lot of women where they go wrong at, if they want to get more lipo taken out, they feel like they got to put it back in, which put it back into their backside. And you don't
mm,
have to do that, because in 2020, I did the lipo 360 BBL. In 2022, I only strictly did the tummy tuck.
okay. Is there the same amount of recovery and pain, so to speak, in that space?
Sort of, but it's still different, because
Okay.
with the BBL you can't sit on your behind. So that that's where the real mental stagnate come in at, because you can't sit down for 6 weeks.
Wow.
So you're in pain, and it's just, yeah, it's just bad. But
That's
the
pretty hard to not be able to sit down. It's a lot of things that we need to do sitting down.
Mhm.
So,
but pretty much the aftercare is still the same. You still have to get your lymphatic massages with the lymphatic fluid. You still have to eat properly. You still have to keep it up. So the aftercare is pretty much the same. The different pain levels and scales that you go through with a BBL versus a tummy tuck is a little different.
a little different.
But it's still you still in pain.
In your book, do you share like a list of things that are necessary for someone to have after surgery? Like this will be helpful if you have X, Y, and Z to help you.
Absolutely. I have 44 questions and answers. I have a journal in my book. I have my story from beginning to end in my book. So I have the breakdown on each type of surgery
Mm-hmm.
in my book. So if you need to know what to do leading up to getting plastic surgery, it's in my book. If you need to know what to do during and after the surgery, it's in my book. So it's very, very, very informational. And what to look for, what the do's and the don'ts for the plastic world, as I always say.
Oh,
Hmm. Yes.
what is next for Latoya Johnson, the now author and massage therapist?
Well, I want to lean more so back on the lymphatic massages um, versus being strictly just a massage therapist. I really want to lean towards lymphatic massages and travel with it. I want to take my book on the road along with having my lymphatic clients purchase the book and just spread as much of this information that our people need.
And that is extremely helpful. What is one of the stories, and you don't have to use like names or dates or anything in particular, but just the feeling that it gave you that touched your heart when you were like, you know what, is there's too much pain out here. I need to share a story before more people get hurt or lose their lives or, just are actually being more unhealthy than they were before getting on the table.
When you have clients that you work on that very emotional, they cry, you know, complain about they're unhappy with their surgery, through the whole time that I'm doing their sessions. Um, and then you hear the stories where, women that has been paralyzed because of mishap and doctors that um, typically just didn't do what they were supposed to do or wasn't the right doctor. Disfigurement. I've had clients that has been disfigured because of a mishap with a doctor. Specific doctor that's not even board certified as a plastic surgery surgeon, but he's a doctor, but he's not a plastic surgeon, and is a lot of you know people that's out here that have been to this particular doctor, and each case just wasn't good at all.
Mhm. That's rough.
Hmm.
And then they're right there with you.
Hmm.
I, as you know, I'm a firm believer in love.
Hmm.
And
Absolutely.
so I have an additional question before I want you to introduce yourself. And then I want to see if my beautiful um, co-hosts hosts, should I say, have any questions as well, because that might have brought up something for them. But I do have an awesome question for you. And that is, when you were writing your book, did anything happen from start to finish with you internally as far as self-love and healing as you were pouring out, as you were creating spaces for others, as you were really combing through everything that you'd gone through and relived all of that from start to finish? Was there any self healing or love or a deeper love that took place in your experience with your book writing journey?
It was definitely deeper love because the information that as I started writing the book and more things that just fell into my lap to put in the book. And when I first had the surgery, no one told me that I can possibly go through this. I can possibly go through that. I mean, I cried every day with my surgery because I was miserable. I was definitely miserable. Um, the pain that I was dealing with, the agony mentally. So me more and more putting this on paper was just more heartfelt because I'm like, if I can put this out here for everybody to just take heed to it, just read and just do your research, just so you can know this is something that can possibly happen. Everybody heals differently. Everybody goes through different emotions and handle different things differently. But my job was to, as I was writing, to at least you would know this is something that you can possibly go through, because it wasn't told to me. Had to go through it while I was going through it and experience it while I was going through. This is had a body felt. I'm like, nobody told me this, because it's a difference than just getting a regular surgery versus plastic surgery. It's totally different. It's on a total different level scale when it comes. So just say, oh, I've had surgery. I done went down and I had anesthesia. I've had surgery before, but it's not the same. This is not the same. This is not a game.
This is not a game.
This is not a game. You have to have tough skin.
And is exercising the same once that happens? Does something change during like your exercise?
No, exercise is still the same. You just have to wait. You want to wait till your body is completely healed before you start. If you an extreme workout guru like I am, you will want to wait till your body is completely healed before you get back into lifting weights and things like that. Because you also in the beginning, it's also still considered as a setback. Because especially if you get a tummy tuck, you can pull your muscle, pull that out of alignment and things like that. So you don't want to do that. So yeah, exercise is still number one. You can and you keeping it up. You keeping what then took care of with the plastic surgery. You just maintaining it. That's it.
Okay. Well, I've learned so much and I knew so much. So I'm really hoping that you have shared some helpful information to everyone out here.
Absolutely.
And I appreciate you. We appreciate you for being so transparent in this
Absolutely.
space.
Thanks for having
If
me.
you can please share with the audience one final quick 5-second thing that you would want them to know, and then quickly following that, where they can find you and your information. So on the social media platforms and where they can find your book and all of those things.
So I just want the listeners to know, if you're looking into getting plastic surgery, if you have had plastic surgery, or you know someone that would like to get plastic surgery, the number one key is to do your research. Do your research. And once you do your research, it can open up from there. And my name is Latoya, and I am Queen of Therapy. My book is The Beauty Beneath: Unmasking the Realities of Lipo 360, Tummy Tucks, and BBL Fairy Tales. You can find me on the She Publishing / Latoya Johnson to click on that link, and all my information is there, which information on regular massages and lymphatic massages. Right now, my Instagram platform is kind of down because I got hacked. So that's under reconstruction.
Okay. Thank you so much for sharing. IG got to get a little bit better. People get hacked and they lose everything.
And I
Absolutely.
tried up and down, tried to reach out to them, but no one ever
Tough.
reached out to me, so I lost that.
Well, Latoya, we
Thank you.
definitely want to thank you for stopping by the
Thank
Super
you.
Businesswomen Show and sharing your amazing journey and your story.
Thanks for
We
having
will
me.
have your contact information on the YouTube as well as our page. If our listeners didn't hear it, we will have that posted in those links. We're actually going to get into a quick music break, and we'll be coming back with our next guest, Will Adams. So don't go anywhere. Stay tuned on the Super Businesswomen Show here on Intellectual Radio. We'll be right back.
Crystal.
Do you think of me when you hear love breakup songs? Do you think of me and wanna apologize for your wrongs? Do you think of me and realize after all this long? Do you think of me? Now it's gone, now it's gone. Do you think of me when you hear love breakup songs? Do you think of me and wanna apologize for your wrongs? Do you think of me and realize after all this long? Do you think of me? Now it's gone, now it's gone. Do you think of me since I'm so far? Would you even speak to me if I should call? Sometimes it's hard to sleep. Staring at the stars when I dream, I blink, and damn, there you are. Do you think of me and wish we could have worked things out one way or another? At least we should have stayed friends. Now so much lovers. Do you think of me? We love to hug and kiss. We love to rub. That love is what I miss. Do you think of me or how I could be more than just another casualty you need? Do you think of me? Do you still see me as a queen out here doing my thing? Do you think of me and say it's an act of God's timing so I can pursue rhyming? I love you, but that love had me blinded. Face fine, but what hides behind it? Do you think of me and all them lonely nights I'm crying? Do you think of me without even trying? Do you think of me when you hear love breakup songs? Do you think of me and wanna apologize for your wrongs? Do you think of me and realize after all this long? Do you think of me? Now it's gone, now it's gone. Do you think of me when you hear love breakup songs? Do you think of me and wanna apologize for your wrongs? Do you think of me and realize after all this long? Do you think of me? Now it's gone, now it's gone. Either way, I see a brighter day. By the way, do you think of me when the radio plays all my jams, heavy rotation? And again, do you think of me when you see me in the magazines? Do you think of me and what you could have with me? Do you think of me? Of course you do. None bad to me. Do you think of me? Mic checking, say trap it. Do you think of me and realize you're the reason I'm stressing? Do you think of me? Rewind me again. Learn a lesson. Do you think of me now that I'm running the league? You guessed it. When it comes to this ink pen, some call it gifted. I call it all the above. I've been blessed from the beginning. Do you think of me? Does it hurt to see I'm forever winning? Do you think of me? Got back all the peace, toxic love ever costed me. Honestly, it's
Hello and welcome back to the Super Businesswomen Show here on Intellectual Radio. We're going to pass this on down to Shar Unlocked, welcoming our next guest, Mr. Will Adams. Welcome to the show.
Hey there. Today on the Super Businesswomen Show, we're bringing you talent, hustle, and a powerful storytelling straight out of Chicago. He's a seasoned filmmaker, producer, writer, and director, known for creating raw, real, and unforgettable stories. You've seen his work on screens in projects like Sex Ain't Love, the gripping drama Dinner, and the bold, unapologetic Step Off the Block. Now he's back with his latest Tubi hit that's got everyone talking. Please welcome Mr. Will Adams.
Oh, y'all was talking about me.
Yes, I was talking about you, Will.
I was like, somebody getting ready to come in here. Like,
Right,
wow,
right.
that's dope.
Hey.
You got a great little catalog there.
I do. We do our homework here at the Super Businesswomen Show.
Cool. Thank you for having me on. I met Crystal. She talked a lot out there, but
Did she sell you a couple houses?
Wait a minute. Right.
No, I don't know.
Did you buy some land?
I don't know. No, we was talking about issues and problems, but I don't know you.
And her winning. And Crystal winning. You were talking about issues, problems, and Crystal winning.
Oh, her fight.
Yeah.
Yeah, she won.
We're going to say that for another show.
Then you got Lexi and Shartia.
Okay,
Shartia.
Lexi.
Yeah.
Shartia. Hi.
Hello. Welcome to the show.
We don't have enough space, so we got to
Oh, 'cause
rotate. We
y'all-
got to make
I'm
it work.
sorry, 'cause you
Yeah.
lost your seat to me. I feel bad. I'm sorry.
We make it work around here.
Okay.
Will, what is it that you want the audience to know about you? Like, just
About
something.
me?
Yeah, just something that I don't know,
Hmm.
and that you want the audience to know. That's
Oh,
unsearchable.
I'm kind.
Yeah,
I am.
Self-proclaimed
I am.
kindness.
I'm kind.
You did say something you didn't know.
I'm not nice.
Yeah, that's it. I did say that.
I'm
I did
not
say
nice,
that.
but I'm kind.
You kind. Okay. Well, my son taught me the difference between being nice and kind. My son told me that I am not nice, but I'm extremely kind. He did tell me that. And he said that he was kind, but not nice. And there's a difference. So we'll get into the difference later.
Cool.
Yeah. So I understand what you mean about
So
that.
that's the thing that I want everybody to know about me.
Okay.
So if you approach me and say, "Can I be in your movie?" Send me your work. That's it. I don't have.
He's
yes.
kind.
I don't have yes. I don't have no. I just have send me your work. Send me so I can see what you can do. So I can make a determination if I can work with you.
Well, Will, I got some talent here. The Super Business Women, we're dope.
All right, let's go.
Let's go.
Yeah, if you need a rapper, just let me know.
Oh, the song that was playing?
I couldn't hear it because me and Crystal was talking. It's Crystal's fault.
It's Crystal's fault.
Yeah.
Well, at least Crystal's a winner. So hey, the Lewis girls are winners, right?
That's right. That's right.
She was talking, so I couldn't really hear the music because she was talking about the girl she had in the headlock.
Oh,
goodness.
okay. Well, no. Hey, listen, you got to win. As long as my co-host came out and she was the winner, I'm good with it.
Put someone in a headlock in them heels is quite impressive, Crystal. Good job.
Thank you. I try to impress.
Right. And then you never see her right hook because she's so kind. Crystal's nice, right? You'll miss the right hook. She'll be like, "Hi, how are you?" Will, let's start with your roots. What inspired your journey into filmmaking, and how did growing up in Chicago shape your voice as a storyteller?
I wouldn't say growing up in Chicago shaped my voice because I didn't really think I could ever make a movie.
Really?
Yeah, because when so watching TV, it seems everybody on the screen is not us unless it's good times. I hated good times.
You hated good times?
I lived in the projects before, so.
Oh, see, I never lived in a project, so it was
did.
fascinating to me.
So, but but to see those white faces on TV all the time, and I was like, it's so far removed from where I can get to it. And then when I went to high school, I was introduced to television, and I was like, I can make a video with a camera. So,
what high school introduced you to camera?
Hirsch Metro on.
It's not CBS, but it'll do.
My sister was to CBS, but they introduced me to camera, actually radio and TV, and then I had a fascination with the camera. And that's what I am at heart, is a cameraman. But camera person, they are mostly storytellers because you basically paint a picture with the videos that you shoot.
Okay. You've worked in multiple roles: producer, writer, and director. Which one do you naturally gravitate to, and why?
Writer.
Really?
Yeah, because I always had these thoughts, and it's like I get Rain Man if we start talking about one of the projects that I want to do, which is actually, let's talk about the script that's not done, which is the Jesus piece.
Okay.
And if I start talking to you about it, so I'm trying to pull it out of me, I won't let you talk because you'll say, "What about?" I said, "Shh." And then I just start Rain Manning it out.
Okay.
And it all falls out of my head. And once it falls out of my head, I put it on paper. And once I put it on paper, it goes away.
Okay. I like that. You've delivered hit films like Sex Ain't Love, Dinner.
I think it's Work Dinner.
Work Dinner. Okay. Yeah. And Step Off the Block, each with a unique vibe. What draws you to these type of stories?
It's the Rain Man thing for real, because Sex Ain't Love. If you haven't seen Sex Ain't Love, no? Okay. So it's fine. The opening scene of Sex Ain't Love.
I didn't see Work Dinner. I got into Sex Ain't Love. No, Step Off. Oh, okay. I got into Step Off.
So
I was watching it at work too, just so you know.
As long as you get paid to watch my stuff, okay.
No, it was before work actually.
So Sex Ain't Love, the opening scene of Sex Ain't Love came to me, and I was like, that's different. So then I thought, I didn't even write it. I hadn't written the script. I went on a radio show at WKKC, said I might make a movie. They said, "Oh, is the movie coming out?" I said, "No, I'm gonna make a movie." He's like, "Oh, that's strange. Okay, cool." So I did an Indiegogo and raised money for the movie. And once I raised money for the movie, I said, "Ooh, I gotta write a script." So then I wrote the script around the beginning of the movie, and then it just fell out of my head. That's pretty much how that came about. It wasn't like I wrote the script and it was there. Just like Tubi. Well, you saw Tubi.
Oh, I loved it. I keep telling them about it. And the dope basket. Did you guys hear about it? Was you talking to Crystal then at that time?
No, she wasn't there. She wasn't there.
Oh, she wasn't here yet? Oh, he didn't outed you at what time you got here? Okay. So
we heard about the basket.
She was in the washroom, I mean.
The basket.
Somebody was still in the headlock.
Right. Right. She a business she was taking to. Right. Taking care of.
Okay.
Oh, you want me to talk about the basket?
Yeah, the
No,
I
'cause
told
you
them about
you
the
told 'em
basket.
No,
about it. I
we
was like,
heard about it, and we
yeah,
want to
I
be on the list
but I
for the
said, wow,
basket
this
I
next
don't even
time.
know anything about the
it's
basket.
deep
What is
because
it?
I'm like, that's stuff we could have talked about on air. Y'all was
Oh,
talking
okay.
about you was
Well,
talking about
I've said it. So after I came back from your movie, I came here and I talked about that basket.
Oh.
So this is like the second time.
Oh,
You see my
okay.
co-host over there? This is the second
What
time.
is the basket? I don't
Girl,
know.
it's
It's
full
a
of goodies.
big
It's not like
popcorn box with caramel and cheese popcorn and every I didn't do the little small taste
Okay.
things. You got the big stuff.
you got the good name brand,
your
good,
dentist is probably
the
mad at
big
me.
size. Yes, like
Oh, so you won a basket or is it basket?
no,
it
he
was a
gave it
gift.
to us.
It was a gift.
Oh, I wasn't here.
I know that
He was
Aw.
still
No, it was
handling
for a
business.
premiere. Was it a
Oh,
premiere?
okay.
Yes,
Shar
it was at the
told me
premiere.
that you couldn't make it because you didn't know who I was, but it's cool.
Wow.
It's okay. It's okay. That's
Will,
what Shar said. Shar said,
listen, don't
I-
talk to that lady like that when she throwing right hooks
Look,
today.
I put it on you.
I know she got to reach over you to get to me
I
though.
could never hit another Lewis.
Oh, that part. So yeah.
Yeah,
So
never.
Will, you're gonna get it.
No, she's not gonna be mad at you because she's, hey.
Well, see, she already know we got telepathy here, so she already know that you're probably just trying to kick it off.
No, I'm not.
You trying to write
No,
another
no,
movie?
no.
Use us for another movie.
That you can use me for.
So, how did you decide which story was worth turning into a full film?
When talking about which one? The
Which,
movies
like,
that you
I'm
talking
sure
about?
that you have several you've written. Writers
I
write.
have like 6. That's
Yeah.
on the burner. And Tubi was the easy. Well, actually, Tubi wasn't even written. I kept seeing people post about Tubi movies online, and they complain, "Come on, Tubi, you gotta do better. Come on." So I was like, "Man, I should make me a Tubi movie and just get some money real quick." And I said, "No, I can't do that because it's against what I know how to do." So I had to make it make sense. So I'm writing these different scenes, and I'm like, it's starting to feel like a sketch. So I had to change that format and make it into a story. And then once I made it into
Hilarious,
a
guys.
story, I sent a copy of the script to Adele, and Adele was like, "Oh, I can't cuss." Okay.
Tell them who's in the movie
I
because
can't.
there's some stars in the movie. Tell them who's in the movie.
Oh, Damon Williams, Adele Givers, and B. Cole.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh, nice.
I don't know if you know those people.
Yeah. I
Of
don't know
course, we're black. We
Adele,
know those
though.
people.
Yeah, Adele Givens. You don't. Yeah. She's just starting out.
Well, I'm sure she's wonderful. I don't want Adele to think anything, but Adele is great.
No, she just started out.
She just started
Oh,
out.
okay. Well,
Yeah.
she's going to be a bigger
Superstar.
star. Yeah.
Yeah, but when I sent it to her, she cracked up. She said she was only 17 pages in, and she's like, "I'm in." And it was a happy thing trying to schedule her because she's busy. She's real busy. So when we started shooting, we shot, I think, the first scene, and then we was getting ready to shoot another scene, and then she started texting me back and forth talking about, "How about December 22nd?" I'm like, "December 22nd? That's like right around Christmas. All right, fine. December 22nd." She said, "No, that's too." No. We went back and forth, and we landed back on December 22nd, and then we started shooting. We did it in one day,
Okay.
3 hour shoot.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I feel like if we got to be on set for 12 hours, who wants to spend time with me that long?
Well, listen, we make overtime on movie sets, so we like 12-hour sets.
I don't do overtime. And plus, I don't think you want to see this face for 12 hours after it's been yelling at you for 5.
Well, you don't yell at us. We just keep you safe, right? What's something behind the scenes people don't realize about independent filmmaking?
Well, it's different for everybody because when you know what you're doing, you get through it easier. But when you don't know what you're doing, you're constantly scrambling and trying to figure out how to make A into B and B into C, But on my set, I come an hour early, set up everything. So once my crew get there, they can grab their equipment, and then the actors get there. They're not watching us
Set up.
Yeah, and then what's crazy is I say be there at 1:00, and we all show up at 1:00, and then they see me set up the camera equipment, looking at me, and I'm like, and then they talking to me. I'm like, hold on, and then as they talking to me, I'm like, okay, what was I just doing? And then now everything's messed up. This way, everything's together. People grab the equipment. Actors come in. Can we go? No, this is not a play. So action, action. Let's go. Come on.
Why did you choose to release the Tubi movie the way you did?
So I wanted Tubi movie is more of a internet person's movie. So anybody who's on the internet, on social media, that's seen those Tubi clips, that's a genre of people that nobody's tapped into. Everybody's looking for a comedy, a rom-com, a drama, even horror. But this is a whole genre that nobody's tapped into. And somebody once said, "Oh, this is like Hollywood Shuffle." It's not Hollywood Shuffle, because to me, Hollywood Shuffle was just basically a movie with a whole bunch of sketches in the midst of it. This is a movie that has all the stuff that you would see that's bad on a movie set, on a Tubi movie set, like a guy with a microphone and a screenshot. But the actors are breaking characters. Like, hey, did you just see that? Like, and then the other actors like staying in character. Like, what are you talking about? It's a man over there with the microphone. Like, man, come on. So it's stuff like that. She's laughing because she saw that.
Yeah, it was hilarious.
Oh, that's good. I love funny movies.
Yeah, it was start to finish. It was hilarious.
Oh, that's even better.
Yeah, so her crowd missed some of the jokes. That's what I was upset about, really, because they were laughing through the other jokes.
Oh, okay.
And then somebody, Chanel Johnson, she came back and saw it again. And then she said, "I saw the other stuff that I missed the first time." And I was like, "Thank you."
Okay, well, I'm going to go see it again.
But also, that's a good thing for any theaters out there, because it's a repeat movie. It's not one of those movies you go see once, you see it again, so you can see what you missed, because somebody else might have saw it. "Oh, yeah, I didn't see that funny part," and they go back and see it again.
So when can we view it next and where?
We're working those things out.
Okay.
As I told you the other day, we're working those things out. I'm trying to decide whether I'm going to take it back to Hyde Park Theater again. I had it at Marcus Theater last month. And right now I was thinking about doing it. But then these other, well, I'm not going to say other blockbusters, but the movie, what's the name of the movie with?
Sinners?
Yeah, Sinners came out. And theaters are hoping that they can fill the whole venue with people to see it, but they only get one theater. And to me, I'm trying to get the theaters to understand, you have all this space and you only have 3 people watching a movie in a 200-seat theater. I'm gonna fill your theater up.
You did.
Let me fill it. I've filled the theater up every time I screen it. I screened it. It's been 8 months. Not about 8. It's about 6 months. I filled it up every time. So let me help make you some money. That's all. I just want to make. I like money.
Yeah, I do too. I love money.
So I want to just make you some money. That's it. I'm trying to make sure they fall in line, but they don't look at it from the perspective of their viewers. They look at it from the perspective of what's selling, because if so, they wouldn't have what's the name of that movie with Ben Affleck in it? They wouldn't have The Accountant Part 2. It was done with it, the one. What are we doing in Part 2? You probably
I didn't see Part
exactly.
1.
But still, it's done. So, this is what we're working with. Everything's a replay. Everything's a remake. And it's like, I don't want to make a movie that you've seen before, because if I make a movie that you've seen before, I might not do it right. Think about House Party.
That would be pretty dope to make.
They remade it and it was awful.
House Party. It was a second House Party.
They did.
So let's do a House Party. We'll
No,
let's change the name and do something like millennial, like 2025 version with middle age people or mature people.
I like to do things that nobody's done before. I got a movie called This Ain't Pulp Fiction. So have you seen Pulp Fiction?
Yeah, it was so long ago. I half remember.
Right, but in the movie Pulp Fiction, you got Ving Rhames and Bruce Willis in his room after Bruce Willis saved him, and he says, "Now what?" And Ving Rhames talk about what he's gonna do to some guys, and he's like, "No, not that. Not what you and me." He's like, "Oh, they ain't know you and me." So my movie.
Wait a minute, was it like a different kind of undertone in there?
Well, no, he was like, "They ain't know you
voice
and
got
me."
a little deep.
That's my Ving Rhames voice. Ving Rhames voice. So, but he was like, it ain't no you and me now. But in real life,
Samuel Jackson in Pulp Fiction.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm like just making sure.
John Travolta too, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
But in real life, if this dude was just trying to kill you, you gonna let him live? I mean, you saved him, but you still gonna let him live?
Oh, what about another Matrix? They haven't redone a Matrix.
Yes, they did. They did.
Oh, it's been a Matrix too.
Resurrection. Neo was dead, and then they brought him back to life. The
Well,
computer,
Will, I think it's only you and your critical thinking. People like us just want to see a movie. I
don't
think
know.
it's you, like, because that's your area. You're the professional.
I want to see new. I don't want to see old. I don't want to see remade. You know, and as many filmmakers that are out there today, there is something that can be shown that nobody's seen. But
That's true.
everything that we see is something remade. And do we want to see the same thing over and over and over? We know the story. So when you see a movie, you want to be, when you saw the movie, my movie, where did you know what was going to happen?
I had no idea.
So if this was a remake of that movie, you would have known what was going to happen.
Yeah, I would have
And
known.
You probably wouldn't have laughed at all.
No, I laughed a lot.
So
Yeah.
That's great.
What keeps you going back when the industry gets tough or projects hit roadblocks?
I don't do roadblocks.
That part. Let's dap it up.
I don't do roadblocks. But the industry being tough, I mean, I love the independence, because when you talk to those people that's upstairs, it's like, oh, that's a great idea. We'll meet back in next week, and then next week, oh, we gonna push the meeting back and keep pushing the meeting back, and you being put on the shelf, and then by the time you've given up and you beaten down, they say, all right, we're gonna do your movie. Huh? I could have done it 5 times.
We could have been past this.
Yeah. So then now you like
Divine timing, though.
I don't even want to do a movie with you.
But divine timing.
Sometimes.
All times.
Sometimes.
God has divine timing. All times.
I believe that, because I went to Walmart for the first time in a very long time yesterday and ran to an old friend that I was thinking about that day. So I guess you're right.
I'm not right. God's right.
I just said you was right. Come
Okay,
on.
I'll take it.
You know, they say men never, women are never right. A man just said you were right.
Walmart
So.
I'll receive it. What kind of legacy are you building? Not just as a filmmaker, but as a Black, creative, African American, strong, intelligent man from Chicago.
I'm strong.
You got to have inner strength to be able to survive this industry.
Not when you're just working. You know, being a creative, you don't really think about the outside. You just think about creating. Just like right now, I'm doing the thing that I haven't done before. Usually I create a movie and throw it somewhere on the streaming platform. Right now I'm pushing it to the theaters, because I want people to get out the house and sit in the theater and see the movie, because it's it needs to be seen with, we need to laugh together opposed to watching a movie with a phone and watching it at home. But as far as what I want to leave behind, I just want to make sure that everybody, I don't want to say like me, but I want to make sure that everybody is doing their best to give their best work, because a lot of times people are not doing that. And I want them to say, oh, he did the best thing that was the best he could do. Okay. Because I see a lot of stuff like, they could have did that better.
Are you judging it from an expert's eye? Because you're a subject matter expert in that area.
I'm judging it from the people say, come on, Tubi, you can do better.
Oh, yeah. Let me tell you, I've walked past and my son has had Tubi on, and I've got the remote and cut it off. I'm like, your time is worth more than this.
Yes. So, I mean, are you looking for something to post so you can get the likes? Or, you know, because when you watch it, you're not being entertained.
Well, you know the joke. They said you just need an iPhone if you wanted to make a Tubi movie.
You can actually make a good movie with an iPhone. They have great cameras, but at the same time, you know, it has to be good content.
Yeah.
You know, the story has to be told right.
You have to have some actors, not crazy people that's just talking.
Well, you know, I'm going to tell you, I've had people that didn't know how to act, and we stayed with them for about 2 hours trying to get their lines. And you can't tell that they can't act. I never worked with them again.
Well, you coached them.
I had to. I don't want to put out no trash. I mean, once we in the fire, we got to put it out. So, you know, we were there, and all right, do it again. One more time. You can huff and puff. We're going to stay here, and we're going to lose all the time on the other stuff, and we're going to get this done. So that's pretty much how I work. Even if I know you can't act, I'm going to make sure you look like you can, because I owe it to all the people who want to come see my work.
Oh, that's impressive.
I don't owe it. I mean, it's not. I mean, you've seen people that look like they phoned it in. Yeah. And regular high budget movies, like Get Out of There. Matter of fact, Bruce Willis was in the movie last year, and you know, I think it was.
Was it last year?
No,
because he's
it was
sick.
Last year, right? But it was probably shot in 2022, but they released it, and he totally phoned it in. They show him walking in, and most of the time in the movie, he was sitting in a chair. The movie was an hour and some change. He was sitting in a chair.
Well, probably because he couldn't do any better, right?
Well, the other part of it is, other part was going on is they were cutting from him while he was speaking because he was reading from the paper and showing Crystal.
Hi.
And showing Shar. And showing the rapper.
The rapper.
Lexi, the rapper.
And showing my friend over there, they don't have no microphone. He even cut to Wanda a couple of times. So
he cut to Wanda.
But while he was speaking, and I'm looking at this, so this is a professional. I'm like, they really trying to cover up the fact that he just gone and he couldn't do it. And they use his name as something to push the movie. But if the movie's not good, it doesn't matter. You can have Samuel Jackson in it. If it's not good, it's just not good.
Yes. What makes a good movie? Is it the way it's well written more than produced, or both?
That's what's funny about that.
That's question number 19.
Oh wow!
But you know what's funny about that? I wrote a sketch called the Viagra sketch. No, what's it called? No, a male enhancement sketch.
Do tell.
We're listening.
And when I wrote it, so I had also wrote something called Casting Couch. So I started shooting Casting Couch. So I gave that script away to somebody. And then as I'm posting photos of behind the scenes, he called me like, hey, Will, how you doing? I said, you called me about cat? Yeah. I said, all right, I'm going to shoot you this other script. So I sent him the male enhancement script.
So why was he choking when he called or coughing?
Because, I'm me. Remember I said I'm kind, but I'm not nice.
Okay.
So if he come at me wrong, because instead of him saying, oh, hey, how you doing? I'm skipping all that. Talking about the Casting Couch script. It's like, oh yeah. So I gave him the male enhancement script. He shot it and I saw it. I was like, okay, this is good. It's not everything I wanted, but it's good. Here, tighten this up. And he's not, but the script holds up, even if you didn't shoot it right. So it depends on, actually, it also depends on who's shooting too.
Did he shoot it right?
No.
Okay.
Yeah. I was mad at him.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. He knows.
He knows. Well, he knows now.
His name is, I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to put him on blast, but I was very angry about it because it wasn't shot well. Because he asked me, he sent me a message at 2:00 in the morning and called me. And I
2:00 in the messages, 2:00 a.m. messages could get you in trouble, Will.
With who?
Well,
I was woke. I was on the phone. I answered it like, "What's up?" Hey, yo. He said, "Check your box." I'm watching. It's like, "Oh, okay, it's cool. All right, add this, change this." And he didn't do none of that, and I was very
and he took your time at 2 a.m. and did not make modifications.
Yeah, I was angry.
Yeah,
I was angry, and after that was the cutoff.
Will, why don't you tell them what we're doing next?
What we're doing next?
What we're doing, you and I.
You and I.
Mm-hmm.
What are we doing? That documentary thing?
Yes.
Oh, so
now I was
I
was getting ready to give you a crystal right today.
No, I was just talking.
He's like, "What are we doing?
What
are we doing?"
I was joking.
Okay,
No. So that's a leftover. That was a leftover.
I was gonna have you focus on this one. I came with the right.
All right. So it's a document. Well, Shar told me that she teaches these classes about judo and jiu-jitsu. So I said, I was thinking that we can do a documentary because, all the stores that have those no gun signs on them, I think I want to just question the owners to say, hey, who are those signs for? Because I'm curious to their answers. I've never got a chance to ask anybody, who are those signs for? And I think that would be interesting,
to say the least, because you have just kept out all the lawful gun owners who could assist
save your life,
who could assist you lawfully, while Pookie and Ray Ray are in there disregarding the signs.
Correct, because they don't care about any laws. They don't have their guns legally. So what do they care about a sign that says they robbing banks?
Pookie and Ray Ray probably did not read the sign.
That's 5 years without a gun mandatory. So, like you saying no guns. I'm like, okay, so no guns. So if something jump off in here, I'm not doing anything less it's 100% necessary for me to do it.
This is another thing. When you go into like a lounge or bar or whatever they're calling it, and they tell law enforcement you can't take your firearms. I personally, I wouldn't go anywhere where I couldn't take my firearm.
Mhm.
However, I'm always intrigued. So if something happened, who's going to handle the situation?
How am I get to my car?
Exactly.
You know, we don't want that in here, but you gonna walk me to my car? You don't even have security here. What's up?
Well, security has missed the firearm that such and such got in that I recognize that's on them. So yes.
So yeah, that I think it would be a very interesting documentary to just get a chance to hear what they have to say and hear their take on it, and I want to hear the explanation, what they want to, what the reason behind that sign is, and if, hopefully get some people to take the sign down.
Yeah,
that would be dope. So after the documentary, they were like, all right, well, you make some interesting points.
I think you're gonna get some attention with that because, like I said, the Pookies, the Ray Rays, the carjackers, they are not listening to any laws, rules, regulations. They've disregarded that.
If that's the case, you can put that sign on your car window. Look, this right here, no guns.
Oh, the one behind me, good though. Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, so I think that would be an interesting thing, and I can't wait to do that. I think it's a thing that don't cost that much money, just costs time. That's it.
Yeah, we're gonna have some fun with it. As you guys can see, Will's a jokester.
No, I've just got to build our questions so these people understand that we're just trying to understand. That's it. We're just trying. I don't know what you want, but I just want to understand what their purpose is. Because if you want me to come in there and not help you if you're in trouble, cool. You just gonna call the police after they rob you,
and don't do it in the summertime because they're busy.
Yeah. So that's the thing. I don't know. What do y'all think about it?
I can't wait. I think it's dynamic.
That's it, y'all. I was that way.
I think it'll be interesting to look at it from the perspective that you guys are shifting someone's mind to think, because I've never thought when it says no guns, I'm just like, okay, no guns. But from looking at it from the perspective of the way that you can get a store owner or a business to look at it, it kind of makes sense because you want someone that can be in there to protect you.
At least help you.
Or at least help you, but I don't know. But it'll be interesting.
Lexi.
Oh, hi, I'm here.
Okay, Lexi went to sleep. Wow, we really bored. I was boring. God.
No, I was listening.
No,
I was
wasn't.
reading
She zoned
something.
out.
He asked your
Jeez.
question, girl.
What do I think about it? Well, it was actually interesting because when you brought it up, it made me think of somebody on my social media that actually did something similar to that. Not particularly a movie, but they challenged like the churches and things like that because they had the signs up and actually had those conversations.
But the churches are a little different.
Yeah.
They have especially large
just
churches.
that it made me think of it because it was something similar because they challenged it because they were like, well, why would you not want
right,
the law abiding?
Yeah,
but
large
that's law,
churches
right?
generally have law enforcement officers who sit in the pews, who look heeled up, suited up, booted up.
Also in the audience.
Yeah, exactly. They have even though they have those signs, there's generally people who follow the pastor who's a part of the security staff, and most large churches have organized security.
Well, yeah, of
which
course.
law
But I
enforcement's a
think
part
the
of it.
reason the man who had posted it was the same thing. It was a question of what's the purpose of the sign, because would it deter somebody who can legally carry from entering?
It's supposed to deter
lawful.
us.
It's not going to deter somebody who doesn't
criminals,
care,
right?
Somebody
they
who
already got a gun
they
illegally.
don't. Yeah, they.
That's
it's a
the
sign.
that's
It's
what I'm
like the
trying
no
to
smoking sign.
understand.
Some people just see it and they're like,
Well,
"Wow, this
I
is
think
suggestion."
the sign was originally drafted. I think it came into play to give people options because some people are absolutely opposed to firearms. Additionally, I believe that there are people who lack emotional discipline. I talk about that in class, and do not have the psychiatric capacity, should not be carrying a firearm. However, their background has not dictated that they can't.
Mhm.
So,
but the store owner, that's for the store owners. Okay, if they can't, but what about the people who have it?
now I think that's why they drafted it, because if you get, your boyfriend's in church with Kwee and you Sherry, Kwee may come in there with a gun.
So it's basically a psychological thing.
I believe it's to give options. It's to give, because some people are adamant. They don't want, I have a girlfriend and I don't go to her house if she doesn't come to mine because she doesn't like firearms. I'm going to have a couple on me at one time. How do you dictate what somebody does? But she has a right in her house. She has a right in her business. So I believe it's giving them options.
But so you remember, it was a gun range on Harlem.
Yes.
It's closed now.
Yeah.
They had nothing. They had no bullets.
We're not going to talk about them.
But
they were black.
I went in. I didn't say what color they were.
Stanmore.
They were black.
What were they shooting?
Nothing. But
you can't listen.
I walked in, and when I walked in, I said, I'm listening to people in the class. Okay, somebody walk in my backyard, I can shoot him in the face, right? First of all, shoot him in the face. You're a marksman if you're doing that, but why would you want to shoot? You can't say, "Hey, this is my backyard, get out." So they say, "Well, the person said you can't shoot him in the face."
No.
What if they walk closer to me? Can I shoot him in the face? And I said, "Are they for real?"
No, like, yeah, those are typical questions they ask in the class.
Those are real questions. So I understand what you're saying. Because those people probably got a concealed carry now.
They do.
I understand what you're saying. So.
Crystal took the class, and those were real questions they can ask. Before anything else, they wanted to know how to drop somebody, kill somebody. Listen,
and a lot of it boiled down to being an imminent danger, and then it was defined what imminent danger is, which Shar does a fabulous.
About to lie. You about to die.
Well, exactly, your life or mine.
Right, Shar does a fabulous job of making sure that you understand that. So basically, for me, I told her in a conversation, I said, we have to kind of have our emotions intact, similar to law enforcement.
And you also got to be able to walk away.
Well, that's what law enforcement has to do.
Calculate. You have to calculate the risk.
I'm armed. I don't know if you're armed, but either way, it can go real bad, real fast. So you want to fight.
I tell them,
as long as you don't put your hands on me, you want to fight.
That part.
I'm stupid. I'm ugly. All of that.
Whatever.
You want to fight. See you later.
Well, we go back to sticks and stones can break my bones, but words can never hurt me, right?
But bullets do so.
And then if you even get slapped.
No, you get slapped. You just better slap them back and learn how to run.
That's what it's things like that people tend to think that because they got that firearm that they can react to it. And it's so much emotional intelligence that you have to carry behind
slap them back.
Yep.
Did you say walk away?
Yeah, you have to walk. You have options. You can walk away, slap them back, use your footwork. No, she didn't scuffle. She had right. What is it? Right, left. You're stupid.
That's why I don't go outside.
No, you outside, baby. I see you. You outside looking cute, laced up.
I'm at the brunches,
performing.
Fundraisers, radio stations.
That's outside.
That's outside, mama. Toes, you toe nation in the building. Nails pretty.
Turn the other cheek or slap anybody. I'm not in that.
No, you slap me. You best to believe that I'm gonna slap you back.
I'm saying I'm not in those spaces.
Well, sometimes you might not even ask.
If you're in the grocery store,
right,
yeah.
Right, I'm just saying.
I'm in the produce. Nobody's fighting in produce.
Oh, listen, crazy people are everywhere. What crazy people are everywhere. They eat too.
I just had a good time at Walmart.
I'm glad I'm protected.
For the first time.
Well, Walmart's different. That's the whole.
I said the first time I ever been to Walmart. All the stuff I seen online. I was in the Walmart and I had a good time at Walmart.
I go to Walmart once a year, maybe twice.
I used to
ran
work.
into that friend. I was happy. And I was almost teary-eyed because I hadn't seen him. I had been wondering what happened. That was the only time I seen something good. Nobody recorded it. So, Walmart,
you got to get the tapes from Walmart.
Walmart has some good moments.
I used to work at Walmart. Walmart has the best cameras besides CTA I've ever seen in my life. We used to look at the boogers in your nose. That's how good they were.
I think you probably should have did something else with your time.
Well,
hey. I'm just saying.
I was fascinated with the
boogers?
Cameras. No, the camera ability. So, I was just like, oh my God, I've never seen cameras this dynamic before.
That's 4K.
Yeah. I was, fascinated. CTA have some dope cameras too. That's why the criminals always get caught on CTA platforms. They have extremely great cameras.
I'm glad.
I am too.
I'm glad.
But I don't take CTA. So for that, Pookie and Ray Ray can have
See what I'm saying? CTA, Walmart, places I stay out of.
divine protection. Keep me away from
As I said, I was at Walmart for the
nonsense.
first time in a long time, and I ran into a friend. And I had a good time at Walmart, and I probably won't go again, but I just had a good time yesterday.
Did you guys hug it out?
Yeah, we did.
Oh, see?
I hadn't seen him. Like, we've been through a lot, so it was very.
So
it was
how do you
very
not
touching.
know where your friend is? Did you Google him? Did you go on social media?
I just thought about him. I was like, man, I need to start using my wishes better because I could have wished.
That
for
wasn't a
$1
wish.
billion.
That was divine connection.
I have no clue, but it happens often. It
Yes,
happens often like that. I'd be
yes.
thinking about
Energy,
the wrong stuff.
thoughts. That's manifestation, brother.
Okay, I'm trying to manifest this money in front of me right here, this pile.
Let's get it.
It's not even falling out the sky. So I swear I was thinking about it. I was like, I wonder how he's doing. And all of a sudden, I'm walking out the washroom.
Mhm.
Like, and he smiled and we hugged. And I was like, man, I said, I've been thinking about you, bro. And he's like, oh man. So.
And was he excited to see you?
Yes. And he was like, man, I owe you so much. I said, bro, I owe you so much. No, man, you took care of me. I was like, nah, bro, we took care of each other. So I was very happy to see him. That's what I'm talking about. I wouldn't be talking about nothing else on the show. I'm talking about him because I was really happy to see him.
Well, I'm glad you were able to manifest him.
I gotta try to figure out how to manifest that money.
The same
Me
thoughts,
too.
the same good energy you thought when you were thinking about him. That's simple manifestation right there.
I'm gonna try it. I gotta record that. All right, I'm gonna rewatch this and then think about that. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah, with the same great energy. Sometimes we think about things with anxiety, with worry. You thought about him with great
I was
thoughts.
just telling her about a book. Remember, don't believe everything you think. That's what don't believe everything you think is about. Because you have a thought, and when you have a thought, it's like, I want some water, and then you say, what if this water's dirty?
Out of Charlotte Lewis cup.
What if this water's dirty? What if this is Char's cup? What if she drank out of it? Instead of just taking a sip of the water. So
Overthinking is what a lot of people do.
Yes.
that's why I said don't believe everything you think.
Well, that's how you have to control your thoughts. Lexi and I talk about it all the time through the power of manifestation, because bad thoughts are going to creep in, doubt's going to creep in, anxiety is going to creep in.
Fear.
That's where
But
fear.
That's where it says the book says that's your flight or fight mission. Thing kicking in, but you got to figure out how to push that aside and just be in the thought, opposed to overthinking, and like, it's like when I was making a movie. Like, all right, what if people don't show up on time? What if my camera stopped working?
And then you know what you do? I tell my kids this.
I don't never say that.
I'm saying when those thoughts enter.
They don't.
Oh.
Not on the set, because
Okay.
if you don't show
Well,
up on
before.
time, if you don't show up on time, that's the end of the time. Last time you're working with me.
Okay. Well, before the fear, the doubt, those little subtle thoughts that come. I tell my kids to speak to them out loud. No, that's not going to happen. This is what's going to happen. So you counteract them. And that's the power.
How old are your kids?
17, 19, and 24.
I got one book left because I've been giving the books out. Don't believe everything you think. I will give the book to you.
Oh,
to one of them.
okay. And I know exactly who I'm giving it to.
That's all right. That's okay.
Sheesh.
Was he an Indian giver?
No, I told
You
her.
just told me that.
I told her
Oh.
a whole bunch of books to
Oh.
look up, but yeah, 'cause my daughter started reading it, but it's 50 pages.
I say it to
It's
myself
it's easy-
too.
It's an easy read, and as I told her, the book stopped me from having road rage. And remember, right before you came in,
Will, you had road rage?
yeah, once, twice, 100 times, but but no. So what happened was the car parked in the middle of the street. Not middle street, but double park, and I had to squeeze past it before I'm hucking my horn behind it. So as I'm pulling past it, I pull. You know how people pull up on side like, I'm like, "Arr!" And there was nobody in it. So all the anger came from here, not that. So when I figured out where the anger came from, it was like, when people do stupid stuff, I got control over me, not over them.
That
But isn't
part.
most of the time stuff is coming from someplace else. A lot of times, instead of it coming directly towards that situation.
No, that was right there. I was
Well,
mad at them in the middle of the street.
Well, I mean, overall, what I'm saying is that a lot of times I think people don't identify where something is really coming from and getting to the root of it, because a lot of times things are misplaced.
For some people,
Right.
but not for everybody.
Right,
Because
of
when you
course.
know what hurt you before, and you're like, I can't put it on you. I can't say, all right.
Well, that's
lot of-
accountability, and we lack that in this society right
well,
now.
like I said,
That's what I'm
I
saying.
can't put on what you did. I mean, what you're doing and saying it because somebody else did it to me. And
I mean,
say-
you shouldn't, but it's so.
No, I
many-
say I can't. I'm not
Oh,
saying
okay.
everybody
Well,
else.
That wasn't directed. To
No. I'm just saying,
Okay.
me personally, I know people that oh, this happened to me in the past, so I expected you to do it, but you didn't do it.
That's unhealed trauma.
Correct. So, everybody has trauma.
Right.
That's
But it's
true.
lack of
Just like I
accountability.
don't watch, what you call that, the project show.
Good times.
Yeah, I hate Good Times. So
Well,
I got trauma.
And
I
I-
don't want to watch that.
And see, I keep saying I found Good Times fascinating
Because you
because
didn't live in a project.
I never have even been to a
You
project.
never turned a light on and the roach ran out. Boy, I tell you, you probably wouldn't
No.
want to. It's like, because they didn't do that either in the show. They didn't have turn. I'm like, man, where the roaches at? Nobody said nothing about
Projects
one
have
roach.
so let me tell you, at work, I be saying we got project heat because now I did go to the
It's
projects when I
project
went
heat
from
in
work.
here.
It's not that hot in
Oh,
here.
yeah, I'm sweating. And I ain't nervous. I'm sweating. Wanda gonna try to cook me out. She's trying to get me to go. I am sweating. I got the light blue shirt on. I have sweat stains on camera. I'm bogus. And you got a jacket covering up everything. So it's cool. I'm listening. What were you saying about the project heat? Because you ain't never in a project. How you know what project heat is?
I said I did go to the projects when I was at work one time. I did respond. I did go.
Gosh, she said one time.
I used to go to the. I've never been in the. I wasn't raised in the projects, but I've been
She
to the
said one
projects
time.
several times.
So what's the problem with the projects? I got to experience the projects.
No, you didn't. Did you sleep there?
She had a little tour.
No.
Did you sleep there? She's like, I got to experience the projects. What's wrong with you? Did you
They
sleep
said
there?
that, and I think my girlfriend told me in Caprini Green that the rats were as big as cats. in there.
So
Yeah.
I was working one place and we used to put a spotlight on them because I thought we used to say, that's a cat. Give me 50 cents. That's a cat. And whoever won would get the 50 cents or buy each other lunch. You couldn't differentiate between a cat and a rat from a distance unless you like hoarded in on them.
That's super scary.
So she said, I got to experience the projects one time. What? Did you sleep there?
No, I never slept there.
Did you ever go at one of those apartments with the lights out and you turn the lights on, all the roaches just
So I've been places where, I've been saying, can we step on the porch because the roaches were falling from the ceiling and
Oh.
I didn't
That's
want.
scary.
I was at work, so it's nothing you can do about it.
Well, it depends on how how your house is kept. Because if your house is kept up, when you turn the lights on, they run. But if your house is not kept up, for real,
Stay out.
they be like, "What's up? Hi.
I get what you're saying.
Hi, I'm Willie the Roach. you Charles Lewis, right? Oh, okay. That's how they are. If the house is not kept, because I went over somebody's house, probably like 10 or 15. It was a while ago.
But do roaches still
You
exist?
took the
Yes.
words out of my mouth. I was
Yes,
going to say that.
they do.
I haven't even
I
heard
was
about a roach.
sitting on the couch, right? So I'm sitting on the couch. One of their family members had died. I'm over there doing the, consoling, and they sitting on the floor.
And you just
talking
said
to me.
outed your friends.
And I didn't tell
They
their
gonna
name.
see this, Will.
I didn't tell their name, but I saw the roach walking toward me. I say, it passed her. While she was sitting on the floor, I said, "Hey,
She wasn't moved
it's
by the
not
roach.
it's not my house. I know I saw it.
She wasn't moved by the roach.
If I saw it, you had to see it." So I'm sitting there. I leaned against the couch, armrest like this, like, man. We started talking. I said, "Ooh, I don't know where he went." And then he was right here on the couch. How long y'all gonna be here? Because I gotta sleep.
I went to clients'
stood
homes.
up and I said, it was nice seeing you. I'm sorry for your loss. And I got lost.
Now, I went to take an application. I went to client's house and they dusting off the couch. And I'm like, she flinging roaches and stuff everywhere. I'm like, you know what?
Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Did
she's
you ask her, was you supposed to sit there?
No, I didn't sit there.
Did you ask her why she was
No,
dusting the couch off?
she was brushing the couch off, like making a space for me, moving stuff around. But when she moved the clothes and stuff, it was those things there. But, they have a distinctive smell because I should have known when I walked in the
Roaches
house.
have a smell?
Baby, to me, they do.
No, just stinky people.
Okay, well, maybe she was, no, she was my client. So I'm not going to say she was stinky.
We didn't
people.
say her name.
It doesn't matter. I don't
She
want
was
to
stinky.
impede my business with that.
Well, that person was stinky. It's okay. It
Okay.
didn't smell appetizing.
Well, she had Henrietta the Roach over there. So it's like,
Jesus.
So she didn't smell appetizing. So
no, it was the house. I didn't smell her. It was just, you walk in the house.
You sure it wasn't her?
I wasn't certain.
Did you?
I didn't stay after I saw
Did
the
you go,
roaches.
"Oh,
No,
that's you."
I'm God bless. I made up an emergency with my children and got the heck out of there.
Oh, okay. That
Yeah.
sounds about right.
Yeah, I did. So, Will, outside of the roaches, why don't you tell the audience where they can find you?
I guess you can find me on social media. What is my name on Facebook? I think it's Chi-Town Will on Facebook, but it's really Will Adams. I'm pointing. And on Instagram is Will Adams Chicago, which Shar just got a page like a month ago, and she got like 10 followers. I'm sorry to be saying that out loud.
Wow.
On which platform?
She only she unless she got another Instagram page, but I think she.
I do. I have 3 Instagram
but
pages.
she put me on the one where she got 10 followers. So I'm like, I was like, is this real? Like, this ain't real. This is one of them fishing pages.
Well, it's hard to manage 3 pages.
I agree. And then I have X or Twitter, which is WWA video. I don't even know what I am on TikTok or Snapchat. I don't.
So,
because I got that for that little one out there.
My son, that's why I got all my social media. I'm on every platform to watch them. But my son told me last night that my sister and I had no business on Snapchat or TikTok. He said that it was past our age. So
I don't agree with Snapchat because that's a pedophile's dream because he sent a picture and then it disappears.
But guess what? It never disappears for law enforcement.
Okay, cool. I like that part. But like I said, I didn't agree with
I
that.
I think that they are able to.
But I
content.
dated a woman, but she's like, "Hey, turn your location on." I'm like, "Okay," but she was really tracking my phone.
So let me get this right. So you go over women's house that have roaches. You date people that track you.
No, it was a friend.
No, you go over women's homes that have roaches.
It was a family friend.
No, bro, I got 10 followers.
No,
then listen,
and they gonna hear this.
They gonna hear this, and then. You got a woman. You dating a woman that's tracking you.
No, I'm talking.
What had happened was
that was a while ago.
Yeah,
that's when Snapchat first came out.
Last week.
No, Snapchat didn't just come out last week.
No, her tracking you was last week.
No, she said turn your location on Snapchat, and I turned the location on Snapchat, and then she never said anything, but she would call me when I'm around places.
Nothing ding to you like this might be.
But wait a second.
Like, hey, you at Whole Foods?
Might be an odd request.
How you know? No, I said, oh, hey, it wasn't like that. It was more like, hey, if you get a chance, can you go to Whole Food and get? I'm like, I'm at Whole Food right now. So,
that should have been in the 2 people.
So yeah, it was stuff like that. So I
you
turned
need
that
to
off.
make a Snapchat movie.
But how did you figure it out? Because I didn't know that.
The third time when I was somewhere and they said, hey, if you over here by whatever, can you go in there? I'm like, nah. So then I look at my phone and then I see her standing next to me. I mean, I see her at home on Snapchat, wherever, and then I see me. I say, oh.
So locations for Snapchat is different than the locations on app. Like on share your location on.
You ain't you're not thinking about it. You're just thinking about.
So I don't know. So maybe I am past the prime that I should be on Snapchat.
Well, some people use Snapchat to see what's going on in areas like
I do that.
If they're right
in other countries. I like to see what's going on.
Like if you went to a party.
Oh no, I don't want to see other people.
No. Seeing if it's getting rowdy before you get there.
Oh no, I don't care about that. No, I go to like other countries.
You do care about that because you stay away from stuff like that.
But that's not what I use Snapchat for. I use it. I literally will look at the people in way other countries and see what they have going on.
No, but
that's
what
fascinating.
She would do is she'll go on Snapchat to see what's going on in the place before she went over to.
How long did you date her?
Oh, I didn't think about that now.
You like being stalked, don't you?
Nah.
And you voluntarily walked into the stalking situation.
Nah, I didn't.
Yes, you did. You turned
Snapchat was early.
Snapchat different than share my location.
Snapchat was.
Well, you can
early.
give location permission per app. So yeah, it's different.
It's different.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, you can Find My whatever was it called?
Find My Location.
It used to be called Find My iPhone, but now it's called Find My. But I can give my location to you, and you give me your location, and we can see where each other.
So, Will, we got to have you back on. I have a dating platform with intentional dating.
Like she's trying to kick me out of the show. We're gonna have you back, and it was good to see you here. Why over there cracking up? She's trying to kick me out of the show already. That's like, wow, that's.
I just had an idea. See, Will. See,
wild.
Will. See,
like,
you know what?
She just kicked me out of the show.
I'm gonna get you again. I'm gonna get you back again.
That's wow.
I'm gonna have Crystal hook you up when you leave. You're gonna need some sunglasses.
It's fine. I'm too dark to have a black eye. But anyway.
So I was thinking we got to have you back since you got experience in stalking. I have an intentional dating website platform that I want to talk to you about. So you got to come back as a guest.
Okay, I'll come back as a guest.
Or
Wanda,
on
you
the
see she
panel.
kicked me out of. You kicked me off the show.
We'd also like to be on the list for the
She
next
kicked me
movie
out.
premiere with the bougie baskets as
Well,
well.
I didn't even know, but Shar
It's-
knew about the
you don't
show,
have
and then she came.
It's
So she didn't
CEO
tell you.
Lexi Couture, not rapper. Just so you know.
She didn't. She
Put
didn't.
that on the list.
Shar didn't.
However,
tell
if you put rapper, I will show up.
Shar
as-
didn't tell you about it, so just
It's fine.
she came, but she didn't know what to expect because when I saw her, she wouldn't even talk to me. But when she left, she said it was a good movie and she was happy. But when she got there, I'm about to tell you, Shar was there like,
She was sketchy.
I don't know who he is.
She was confused. Okay.
Ugh, you know, I heard her say ugh, and it was really noisy, and, and I was saying hello to everybody, and I kept moving around,
All those
and
loud-
I was like, man,
He is not telling the
then
truth,
I
guys.
said, all right, well, the movie's ready to start, and she's like, this better be good. And then she came out. It was really good. I was like, oh, thank you. Can we take a photo? I was like, for real? You want a photo with me?
You guys don't believe him, do you?
And now you're on her IG with the photo with the 10 followers.
Correct.
Look at you, moved up. In
Well,
the road.
guess what? At least I ain't got a stalker.
I don't either.
Well, no more.
Yeah, I turned it off.
She's outside.
I turned it off.
I better not be getting no DMs about you later.
Hey, look, I'm gonna tell you, I share my location with people who can help me. Like if I'm struggling, I'm stuck, or I need help, I share my somebody just want to look at my location, like my sister, like you over there. Huh? No, I don't need that.
I'm a firm believer of that. The people that have my location, I know are people that can come and protect and save me. Absolutely.
I share with
Somebody
my
said
children
same.
and my
Who said
sister.
same? Who said same? You gotta say it loud so the microphone.
Miss
can
Love
hear you.
Jones over there in the corner.
I already took your seat. I'm sorry. I got this whole pink microphone in my face. I couldn't even get a red microphone. I got a pink microphone.
Did you?
Oh, I would have given you.
It's
So
okay.
listen, that means you just handle pink gently. Well, that's all.
No, it's okay. I just, I was like,
Pink
man,
and
it's a
blue
whole
looks good
pink
together.
I just said it's a pink microphone over here. It's cool.
Pink and blue looks good together.
All right.
Somebody just talked the color off it. Don't mind it.
That's what it is.
No, it's okay. It's
Thank
all right.
You want to switch microphones? Well,
They used to be
No,
red.
I'm okay.
Okay.
I'm all right. I'm not.
Yeah, they used to be red.
they used to be red, so
Yeah.
they're just, you know.
But then you
Over
these,
sanitized.
These are the same.
They're
I
very
mean,
clean.
these are not yours.
No, they belong to the radio station.
So everybody gotta have a pink microphone.
No, they used to be all red. They
What's wrong
they
with pink?
faded.
Wanda, even the guys.
Wanda said you're not gonna be disrespecting her set.
I just asked the question. That's all.
Out of control.
I remember coming here. I just remember that I remember black microphones in my face before. And okay, cool. All right. Now I know I'm not crazy. All right.
So are you biased toward the pink?
No, I just wanted to, because I was just curious. I said maybe it's because it's all women. I said nah,
Okay.
it can't be because it's all women.
Oh, okay. Well, again, give us your contact information, Will, where they can
Oh.
find you under Low Key Productions. Also,
LOKEKEY.com. LOKEKEY.com. That's my website. You can find all the stuff that I have, all the things like the movies. It's easy. Click on link and you see a poster. And once you hit the poster, it shows you where you can watch the movie.
okay, and we're going to put it on our social media platforms. It's going to be tagged on YouTube, and they'll be able to find you that way too. Well,
Cool beans.
without the roaches.
But you've experienced it once before.
Well, yeah, I have. I have.
I've experienced it once for
All
5
right.
minutes.
Funny.
Can we take this outside? Like, it's
Well,
not
you
the
ask them nicely. Do you mind stepping outside?
But it doesn't. You don't have the full experience unless you want us crawling in front of you.
No, and then you got to shake yourself off before you go and get in the
Trust
car.
me, I took all my clothes off because I was at my grandmother's house. So I went next door. She was like, "What's wrong with you?" I said, "They got roaches. I don't know how you don't have no roaches, but they got roaches, and this is not." And she's like, "Boy, put your clothes." I said, "Grandma, if you look,
So roaches travel.
they jump in your pocket.
They're looking for a new home.
They'll jump in your pocket. They have no rhyme or reason. And I tell you, rather have ants over roaches. Roaches.
Well,
don't-
ants are you can get rid of. You can abate those in a day.
But ants, they follow a path.
Y'all making my
Roaches, they're
skin crawl.
random. You have one roach here.
So you're a roach
roach
expert.
Kind of, sort of.
Add that to his
So I had a
resume.
friend about a building. Now this is a funny joke. So he said, he was telling me that, man, I got this building. The lady left all the roaches here. I said, roaches? I had my equipment upstairs shooting in the vacant unit. So I'm like, roaches? He's like, yeah. So I was like, oh, okay. He's like, man, these roaches are German roaches. You got to step on them twice.
Oh,
I said, man, quit playing. He's like, yeah, you got to step on them twice. So I said, whatever. So he left me there. Now I didn't sit on nothing. So I'm just walking around. I see one on the wall. Baby. You know it's a baby. All right. So
How do you know it's a baby?
it's small.
Okay.
Well, because they kind of grow to that big.
Okay.
But it's a baby. So I saw the roach on the wall, took my shoe off. Let me go get this paper towel at the kitchen. Walk back. That roach was like, I said, what? He's still walking? He was still walking. All this whole side was dead. And he's still walking away. I was like, oh no. He was not lying.
Oh my God.
And I told the people, because he said, hey, can you give me some of that poison from the roach stuff on 19th and Halsted? I said, I went in there, I said, these are Russian roaches. He was like, they're German roaches, baby. You got to kill them twice. I'm like, what? Twice? I said, he was walking away.
Okay. So they can find you on lowkeyproductions.com. Will.com.
No, lowkey.com.
Lowkey.com.
LOKEY.com.
LOKEKEY.
Correct. Loke and key.
Loke
is a private passage and me having a key.
Okay. .com. Will Adams on social media.
Mm-hmm.
And on Facebook, you're under Shy Will.
Well, you can look for Will Adams on Facebook. All I'm doing is pointing like this. That's my photo.
Okay. So you're pointing. You want to be found.
No, I'm just pointing at it's like it's a camera next to me and I'm yelling at somebody in the photo. Somebody took a photo.
And that's the one you chose to put up.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I get it.
Show I don't play. If I do this, he's fun to work with. I can show up late. No,
Okay.
Wanda's worked with me before.
All right. Wanda, you didn't warn us that he was going to act up today. I'm Sharon Locke, Love, Loans, and Lifestyle. We're here Saturdays from 3 to 5 every Saturday. It was an absolute incredible experience, Will, to have you here today.
Well, thank you. And she's kicking me out of it, like I said, Wanda.
Well, the show is over. I'm looking forward to working with you, minus the roaches.
No, we're not doing roaches.
No, we're not doing roaches. Yeah, I had my experience, my one experience, and I'm good with it.
She said, I've had an experience. I'm like, what? That's it, huh?
All right, Crystal.
Oh, hi there, everyone. My name is Crystal Lewis. You can find me at info@powercircleinvestments.com. You can also feel free to call me at 312-877-6687, and I will assist you with all of your real estate needs.
Girl, that voice, you gotta pipe it up now after Will done outed you. Lexi.
And it's your girl, CEO Lexi Couture. You can find me on all social medias at CEO Lexi Couture, Alexis Arce on Facebook, or go to my website, www.couturemusicmgmt.com. And Miss Love Jones, want to pop in real quick and give your contact?
Thank you. Hello, everyone. It's Shartia Love Jones. You can find me on Instagram at Shartia_Love Jones_Miss Divine. On Facebook, Shartia Jones. Thank you so much.
And that'll be a wrap for the Super Business Women Show. We will see you next Saturday, 3 to 5 p.m. on Intellectual Radio. I want to thank you for tuning in and thank our guests for joining us. Have a beautiful weekend.
Minus the roaches.
Think of me when you hear love breakup songs? Do you think of me and want to apologize for your wrongs? Do you think of me